And what that does is allows me to Hey guys, Mitch here from the TheAudioDabbler YouTube channel, and I'm going to give you a little nugget of knowledge here in Beatmaker 3 for dealing with the mapping over here and the note velocity, and a cool little trick that you can do with it. Now I've got a couple more that I'm going to put out and some smaller tips, try to do some quick videos. And okay, there we go. And so basically what it is I have 3 samples here, and they're all guitar parts, and I'll give you a preview. So there's 2 sections here. There's 0 to 64, and that'll give you the pluck, and then when you release it, it'll give you a slide up with a little bit of vibrato, and then from 65 to 127, it'll give you a slide down, and then if you go all the way to 127, it won't give you anything. And so let me show you how I did that. And so this is the slide up, and so I have the velocity set to 0 to 64. Okay, and then this is the slide down, and I have it from 65 to 126. And then at the top, this is just a standard pluck, and I have it set to 0 to 127. So regardless, every time I hit it, it's going to trigger that note. Now inside the sample section, I have this one as a hold. I got, messed with the ADSR a little bit. But, so this is a hold. So as soon as I release it, it will, it'll stop playing the sample. And on both of these, I have both of these on release. And I have a little bit of attack time on each. And sustain all the way up. And what that does is allows me to and the release velocity is determined by the velocity that you release your finger on, which is cool being inside an app because you have the whole range that you can do. So I can click up here, but if I don't want to slide down, when I click up here I can just slide my finger down and you'll notice that it'll slide up. Or if I slide here, and go all the way up to the top, I'll get nothing. And so that's a cool feature that I'm trying to just play around with. And let me see, one other thing is I have, so to get that little bit of a vibrato section, you can hear it a little bit. So I didn't play that whenever I played the instrument in it because I knew I could easily kind of fine tune it and modulate it a little bit. And so I have each of these are being modulated with an LFO that fades in, and so it don't kick in as soon as you play the sample. It just it slowly fades in and gives you that like like you're really playing a guitar. So I have it faded in, and you could just adjust the rate, and also you could assign the rate to a macro knob like I did, and you can adjust the rate that way. And I have it assigned to both, so if you wanted a little more vibrato, a little less vibrato, or no vibrato, and it just kind of go in and out a little bit. But I have it on the fine tune, so it's not like super crazy. It'll just, modulate this fine tune a little bit. Let's see what else. And then, I have the note velocity here. I have it bypassed on both of these. Actually, on all of them. So that way, regardless of where I touch here, I'm going to get the fixed velocity, basically, is what I did. So it's a fixed velocity for all of these samples, but you can easily adjust the sample here in the gain of each one, or if you wanted to automate it, you can go in and you can automate it inside a pattern. So one caveat to this is it's not usable with a MIDI controller that does not support multi I don't know which one this is in. I know the DN. So, like my Axiom keyboard defaults at, no matter how hard I press it, it's always going to slide up because the release velocity is 0. It turns out. So, but if you have one of the, newer MIDI controllers that have multi MPE, the new standard that can do pressure release and things like that, or then this would definitely work with your with a MIDI controller. But all the MIDI controllers I have do not have release functions. So if you have a Rolly, that would be awesome. I'd love to have a Rolly in my hands and test this aspect with it. So if anybody's watching that has a Rolly that wants to do this tutorial and just play around with it, I'd love to send me a link. That would be pretty cool, because you could really create some dynamic instruments inside of Beatmaker 3 doing these, these mappings here with the different velocities, and especially with the release velocity that the Rolly has and other newer MIDI controllers that have the MPE standards. So I guess that is it for this video. I will have a few more where I play around with some hi-hats and then set up a synth patch where you can play different velocities. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.